6, 5, 4. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Shokolate, and today we will be looking at the E75 TS, the German heavy that just came into the store. Alright, so it's being sold for 12,500 gold for the tank, plus full equipment, plus the legendary Eagle camo. And it's being sold for just 10,000 gold for the tank, which is quite a large amount. So, is it worth it? I'll discuss that later. Alright, so first let's talk about its pros and cons. It's actually very similar to the Tiger II, so it has some of the pros of the Tiger II, but also has some cons that wouldn't exist in the Tiger II. Alright, so what it has going for it is a decent turret. It's got a good upper plate, and it can side scrape. It also has these little side skirts, which you will see. Those are spaced armor, which means that you can bounce high explosive and heat off those, which will really help when you're side scraping. But it has some problems too. Despite its good DPM, that's actually better than the Tiger II by a bit. It actually has worse premium penetration. Quite worse actually. I think it's by 20 millimeters. The Tiger with 285, and this E75 TS with 260 something. So yes, that's a problem. And then, unlike the Tiger II, this thing has a massive lower plate, and the lower plate is very weak. It can penetrate from just about every angle, as you can see there. So that's a problem. Its playstyle is actually similar to the Tier 10 E100, just because of the way it's built, with a large lower plate and flat turret cheeks. Now, I mentioned earlier that this thing has 10 degrees of gun depression, and so you would think it could help hull down very, very well, but it can. The turret cheeks, because they're flat, like the E100, anything premium will just go right through it. It's 250 millimeters when you're using the gun depression to the most, and so pretty much most Tier 8s, lots of Tier 8s, pretty much all Tier 8 TDs, and some Tier 7s loading premium ammo can just slice right through that turret, no matter the angle, which is a problem. But, yeah, here you'll see, I messed up. This thing is slow. It has the same top speed of the Tiger II, however it does have slightly worse turret traverse and such. So, the gun handling, it's decent. It can snapshot sometimes. It's got slightly worse shell velocity than the Tiger II, though that doesn't matter too much. The dispersion is slightly worse, the aim time is the same. All in all, it's pretty accurate. Now, if you see here, that IS-3 defender just bounced me off the side. He was using heat, and that's why he bounced, because the side skirts are very trollish. Alright, and so this tank is, it's okay. It's a solid tank, but just some roles it cannot fulfill. That's the problem with it. So in this replay, I've just gone over the pros and cons. Next one, I'll just kind of talk about how to play the tank, how not to, and things you can do to try and defeat it. Alright, so this is just the end of the game. I'm trying to bait shots. Now, in theory, this spaced armor would help. Like, usually if the Waffenträger there splashed me with HE on any other tank, I probably would have died because it's 200, but I didn't. Notice there how I angled my turret away from the waffle just slightly so you couldn't see my flat turret? That's what you have to do sometimes, just like the E100, and I shot. And that's it, 2,981 damage. We did make a good deal of credit, 71,000 with a premium account, which is pretty good. Nothing too special, but yeah. Alright, we'll see you in the next replay. 6, 5, 4. Alright, time for part 2 of this video, where I talk about how to play the tank, how to defeat the tank, and then if it's worth it or not. Alright, so how to play the tank. It's an all-around tank, pretty much. It can do well in the hills because of its gun depression and okay turret. It can do well in towns and such, in side scraping situations, because of its side skirts and decent side armor. Alright, so you can do lots of things with this tank. You just have to be careful, because you have to remind yourself, you're still in a heavy, and you still got heavy maneuverability. So here I'm just gonna be on Hellas. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Hellas. Anyways, I'm in the base cap area. I'm just looking towards the heavy side because I can see into the heavy side. So if the heavy's over there or the medium that just appeared there tries to cross, then I can shoot them. However, they're not going to cross. My team has them pinned down. So I'm going to go over to this side and try and pincer them and shoot the Lure and the Rain Mental. Now, when you play this, you cannot go out sideways. You might feel lazy, like, I don't want to side scrape. I'm kind of slow. I don't have to. But you have to. You always have to side scrape. The lower plate of this thing is just too weak to ever go out sideways. And granted, you can get away with it in lots of other tanks, like the Tiger or any other very heavy tank, but this one's armor is just terrible, so you can't. Here I'm on this hill and I'm just gonna go here. You see this Reveloricate coming towards me. He messed up. He's trying to get me, but I have to hide my lower plate, and so he's not gonna get it. Again, now he's going upward, and so what I have to do is I have to prevent him from hitting my lower plate. He tracked me, thankfully, instead of penning. There we go. Now that he's this close, I have to just stop him. I'm gonna hide my lower plate again. This kind of messed up, but he's not gonna shoot anyway. I'll put another shot into him, and then he's pretty much given up. Face hugging is actually a great idea to do against mediums. You just have to make sure you wiggle your turret. Against heavies, at tier 8, not so much. I mean, tier 9, they're gonna go through you like butter. It's 250 millimeters on the turret at any angle, pretty much, or at its best angle anyway. And so when you face hug a heavy, just wiggle. That's the only chance you're gonna survive. Now see here again, that lower plate is very weak. You always gotta be careful where you're going. So the Lure killed my driver. That's a terrible thing. So now I'm just trying to wiggle. Thankfully the Lure wasn't shooting what's it called, heat at me, because that thing's heat is like 295. Again, the wiggling saved me. So now I'm kind of stuck here, and yada yada yada, the game goes on. So now, is it worth it? In my opinion, no, it's not at all. It's a cool tank, admittedly. It's kind of fun to play. It's got stuff that other German heavies don't, like gun depression, but it's not worth it. 12,500 gold for the maxed out thing is around $50 Canadian, which is a big amount for a tier 8. It'd be a big amount for a tier 9. So to pay for a tier 8 for 12,500 gold, that's pretty much a Tiger 2 but with worse armor. It's just not worth it. The Tiger 2 can do everything this thing can do just as well, pretty much. The penetration, the DPM is slightly worse, but it doesn't matter all too much. Again, the turret of the Tiger is way stronger. The side armor is better. The speed is slightly better. It's just, there's not too much reason to buy this tank. Unless, of course, you're a collector, or you don't want to go up the Tiger 2 line because it'll take too much time. Other than that, there's really not too much reason to buy it. If you want, you can, but I'm sure there'll be other good things out in the store. Like even the Jagdtiger 8.8 centimeter, that thing is nice, alright? So, is this worth it? Not in my opinion. If you think so, let me know in the comments down below. This has been a great video. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.